Today I am going to react to your favourite rides at Aqualibi. So starting off our video with what seems like a water play area, you guys have picked Kiddie Bay, and whilst no, it is not a giant, crazy and totally a bonkers attraction like we will be seeing later on, it's just really good fun. Basically, the best way I can describe these attractions is that it's a water version of your normal play area. So you'll be able to climb, slide and play around, but there's a few differences. One of them, which I think is quite self-explanatory, is that when you go down a variety of slides, from racer slides to tube slides to all of that stuff, you'll be going down with water. And obviously with this being a water park, you will not be feeling so soggy when getting off. 2. This is very well themed and I hope it continues with the other slides, but it's nice to have even more immersiveness to this already amazing ride. And 3, you see that bucket up there? I don't know if I can get any clips of it, but it will tip over, getting you all drenched. Even so, if the Kiddie Bay is still a little too kiddie for you, and instead you'd rather surf those waves, well then look no further than our next attraction, Surf, where you can pretty much do that. Yeah, I mean fortunately or unfortunately, if you're totally insane, you will not be going down on a surfboard, rather a 1 or 2 person raft, which is pretty awesome in itself, but from the moment you go off from the top to coming down at the bottom into that final splashdown, where you will get pretty wet, you'll pretty much be twisting and turning through the open air and in tubes, just like your normal slide. If your name is Bob, then it's probably time to say bye, as we've now got Bye Bob. That was awful. Anyway, this attraction is very similar to the last, with you twisting and turning through tubes. It seems a bit faster this one however. The big thing with this one though, of course apart from saying bye bye if your name is Bob, is that this one will be done in a complete tube. So there'll be no going outside, instead you'll stay inside. And to be frankly honest, I think it comes down to a personal preference. But what I would say is that with the ones indoors, it seems that you go a lot further to the sides for obvious reasons, but it can go a bit faster. Now one thing that I have noticed when making our way through this video is that there are a lot of similar sides. Whether it be twisting and turning through a tube or in the open air, it's pretty much the same sort of thing. And with what I can see now, there being some crazy sides later on, what I would suggest is doing your favourite one of these, then going to do those ones and then coming back to these ones, because if you do miss out these, you can do them elsewhere. Saying that though, there are still a few differences, and with this one right here, Jet Water Slide, there are some pretty crazy ones. Now I think, or hope anyway, that you can see that this side is so much faster, with you racing through a tube at crazy speeds, a very small tube in fact. Yeah. You can't even sit up in that. Before, of course, you shoot out at the end at the speed of a jet. But also, with you going at the speed of a jet, there is no need to sit in anything, including the dinghy. So on this side right here, you will be racing down on your body at those crazy speeds. So yeah, I think this side truly symbolises the saying, short but sweet. Unlike our next attraction it seems like, which symbolises the saying, long and extreme. I mean, just look at this thing. Whilst normally on a slide, you may begin with a twist and turns, on this side right here, again, on your body, you will begin by dropping straight down a drop, kind of like a steep slope. And for anyone who does not know, that will build up some even faster speeds than our last attraction, Jet. So then when you're going through those twists and turns, those very sharp twists and turns again, you will not only be flying around to the sides, but also you'll be going at such a fast speed that you do not even know when the next one's coming. One thing I can see though, is this being right at the top of my bucket list anyway, when it comes to these basic body size, and definitely the first one that I'll be riding before doing the other attractions, and then coming back for the other ones. Here we now are halfway through our video, and onto the slides that I would say are the uniquer offerings at the park, with for example the Flash right here being very short but being so much more than the others. Because in a Flash, what you'll be doing when you make your way to the top is basically dropping and then come to the end. Yeah, this slide lasts for 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that's it, 4 seconds. But oh wow, do I agree that this one should be in the top 5, as it's not so much the ride layout, rather the slide itself, because when you do go down, for starters there'll be so many lights, bit hypnotic actually. And by far my favourite bit of this slide in the middle, the 360 degree glass tube. And it's not only amazing for you, being able to go down the side and see the stuff all around you, but if you're off the side, you can watch their scare faces. Just like, who's that? The water park Splashin's rubber ducky, and throughout this video, he'll be making appearances here, there, and everywhere. So comment down below where you see him, excluding that one, and how often you see him, and we'll pin the first correct comment. As much as you cannot have a water park without a standard body slide, a tubular slide, or of course a speed slide, you cannot have a water park full stop without a racer slide. The thing is though, is that normally with water parks, the racer slides have like 7 or 8 lanes. And let's be honest for a second, how often do you go to these parks with groups of 7 or 8? Talk about the ones who actually want to go on the slide where it's normally many bumps and drops. Well, the answer in my case anyway is very few. And so rides like Wiki Wiki, I like that name, is totally awesome, as instead of having 8 lanes, it has only got 2. But in order to do that, the slide is so much longer and has got a lot more thrills. Yeah, look at this. Along your way down the slide, you will not only get to experience those drops, those twists, those turns, and of course going on your front, which is always awesome on these sides. Although you'll be experiencing way more of those twists and turns, going above, under one another, but my favourite bit is when you come next to one another, the gap appears and you will see for a split second whether you are winning this race or are Wiki losing. Oh, I knew one of these are coming. It is time for the new for 2023 Pomakai, which for anyone who does not know is the park's toilet bowl slide. Well, I don't know if they're really called a toilet bowl slide or simply a bowl slide, but no matter what it is called, these are amazing, with you beginning this adventure in a 1 or 2 person raft, and from experience, I would actually suggest for this side only to go in the 1 person raft, but I'll get into that later on. You'll be going through a few tubes before then shooting out into the giant toilet bowl section, which will then cause you to spin around and around and around before plopping out the end, sometimes even backwards. And whilst these guys right here were very lucky to go down backwards, normally on the 2 person rafts, it is very rare to do so. And so by going in a 1 person raft, you can just spin yourself around if you want, but also there's more chance of going down backwards. Oh, I'm sorry, is that still not thrilling enough for you? Well then do not worry, as this park hasn't just got the fun, the excitement and the enjoyment, but the extreme thrills too. And our next attraction, Waikiki, I'm so bad at my pronunciations, I'm sorry guys, is by far in my eyes anyway, the most extreme ride at this park. As once again you will begin this adventure by twisting and turning through a tube. There's actually quite an awesome bit in fact, with you kind of going outside and then opening. I don't really know, but the best bit is when you then come out of the tube, this time though not into a toilet bowl, but in fact into a giant wall. And I hope you listened in physics class guys, as whatever goes up has to come down. So once you make your way up the wall, you will then turn around and drop back down again through another tube and out the end. Do you love coasters? Do you love slides? Well, I hope you do because you're watching a water park. Or do you just love both? If you answered yes to any of these, then you are guaranteed to love Banzai, as this is the park's dueling water coaster. And as the name suggests, not only will you be dueling someone else, but on this side right here, you will also be going down drops, around those twists and turns and uphills. Wait, yeah, this is not your normal water slide. You will also be going uphill too, which does not only make it longer, but also a whole lot better. Thank you all for watching, bye bye.